Today, we're going to talk about something very important, and that's finding illustrators for your children's books using sites like Fiverr and Upwork. If you don't know who I am, my name is Coleman, and I'm publishing one book a week until I achieve my dream of becoming a full-time author. Let's get into it. Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer.com, 99 Designs. Though they are all different platforms, they operate in similar manners. There's two ways that you can get your gig done. The first is by finding artists that you like. Each artist has a different style, and you can see that by looking at the tons of children's books that are out there. If you select an artist that you like, you can message them directly depending on the platform and negotiate the project fee and the timeline, etc. If you don't know exactly who you want, you can create what's called a brief or proposal. A good brief contains three things. 1, the premise of your book. 2, your intended audience. 3, your design style. This is very important because this determines the type of artist that you select and the type of artist that actually will apply for the gig. You can get these inspirations by going on Amazon or just using Google, or maybe you already know the book that you want to try to emulate this style. Having these screenshots or downloading these images to provide in your brief is very important. If you don't really know what a brief is and you don't know how to write one, don't worry. When I first started, I didn't really know how to articulate what I was looking for, so I just looked at top jobs on some of these sites, top proposals, and you can see the briefs that they write. Now, most of these platforms actually utilize AI to help you create the brief, so you shouldn't really have any problems there. But if the platform doesn't provide that, just go over to ChatGPT, fill out what you're looking for. You're looking to make a brief for an illustrator to hire to create images for your children's books, and it can put a brief together for you. Price. Everyone has a different budget. They usually give you a minimum and a max that you're looking to spend, and you will find artists that will be able to work with you. The thing to remember is everything is negotiable. So some artists may come and say, I'm willing to do the job for $350. And some artists may say, well, for $300, you can get the book cover, the back cover, and all of the images included. And we'll also format it correctly for Amazon or Ingram Spark or whichever platform you're using to upload the book. Those things are very important. So if they do include that in the price, it's definitely worth it if this is your first time getting a book done or you aren't the most technical person. That is very valuable. The third thing you'll need is organization. When you set up your gig on Fiverr or Freelancer or any of these platforms, you may get an overwhelming number of people applying to the gig. Some people may not qualify because they don't fit the art style that you're going for. Others may be out of your budget. Others may not have the portfolio that you're looking for. You need to be organized enough to move those people that don't fit into the archive category. For those that do fit, you want to set up a conversation, and you can kind of use a pre-made template, which is what I often do, saying, hey, this is my project, this is what I'm looking to do, these are my timelines, is this something that works for you? If they say yes, then take that next step of asking for a portfolio. Many of them will often send it in advance, or now's the time to go look at their page and say, hey, I like what I see. Let's move forward. 4, communicate. Over-communicate. Throughout this entire process, the best artists communicate with you all throughout the steps because you will have to make revisions, you will have to provide feedback and give your input and insight. If you do not communicate during this stage, during the drafting stage, during the coloring stages, and you get the end product and you don't like it, it's no one's fault but your own. So make sure you are communicating, make sure you are very specific with your words because these artists cannot read your mind. The more specific you are, the better product you will get. Remember, they are working with you. Now they're only creating based on what you provided. So make sure you are uplifting with your feedback. Provide that positive reinforcement because you want to build a relationship so that as you create more books, you have a go-to artist that knows your style, that knows the characters, and it can certainly shorten the amount of time it takes to release each book and get each book designed. So just to recap, 1, have a brief. 2, know your pricing, know your budget. 3, be organized. 4, communicate. This is so important. Each of those steps will allow you to have a successful project, and you can get books done that look like this and like this. Feel free to drop a comment to let me know what platforms you may be using. There are so many out there, and each is different. So don't be afraid to try to use more than one. Don't be afraid to experiment and find the platform that works best for you. This is Chris Coleman, publishing 1 book a week. Enjoy the journey with me by hitting that subscribe button. Come along for the ride. Stay for the ride. Let's learn together. I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao.